What a bop. Heidenberg, you are so right. This is a fucking bop. If I'm gonna leave this on in the background while I read the fucking garbage. What a great tune, man. What a fucking tune. Hello, 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 hello. I have checked my YouTube channel and I have been missing for like over a month because I did that stupid stream where I was in a hotel and I took that down. And yeah, I haven't done shit in forever because I mean, I could tell everyone why, but like no one cares. I don't care, so why would anyone else care? I've been around. I've been all over the fucking place. I have been fucking sick. I sound like I'm underwater. Because I am underwater. Hold on. Let me do it. Why do I sound like that? Hold on. Why do I sound like that? Hold on. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. How's this? Testing. How's this? Testing. No, that's not better. Gift. Gift. What's wrong with you, microphone? Okay. Okay. Hello. 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 I'm gonna press a few buttons here. How are you gonna feel like that, microphone? How are you gonna feel like that? How do I? Oh. This is fantastic. You know, this is my second attempt. That's fucking new, man. Oh, oh, I don't know how to test this. That's funny. Okay, this could make it worse. Okay. How do I test my audio? Oh, God. No, it's super foggy. Or it's underwater and it's no fun. Oh, son of a...
Hold on a fucking minute. Stop testing. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. How's that? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's still gross, but it's clearer. Am I right? Oh. Stop. Hold on. Hold on. Proud of myself. I am streaming because I'm sick, by the way. I feel like fucking shit, man. So I'm supposed to be in work, and I'm got a pain in my tummy, and I'm sitting in bed because I've had just like a few months from fucking hell. But it's good. It's good. It's whatever. Let's not talk about it. But I'm gonna be grumpy, and is that better? That is better. That's nothing is better than grumpy morn. Grumpy morn in the morn. Oh, my tummy hurts. Okay. This is chapter 10. And according to Large Father Tron, this is where shit picks up. So if this is a boring fucking chapter, who do we blame? Everyone? Let's all together now. Who do we blame? Large Father Tron. Woo! Okay. Chapter 10. Does anyone know what's happened? Because I've forgotten. There is... Lorne has a baby. Does Lorne have the baby? Lorne has the baby, Shin. And he's with Paula. Everything's going great. His gay lover is dead from the army. And all of a sudden now he feels like killing people? I don't know. Dinesh, great comment. I don't really care for this book. Oops. I just pulled something out of my laptop. The fuck is this? I just pulled like a little memory card thing out of my... Am I being tracked? I just pulled a little thing out of my thing. Right, whatever. Oh god, this is a nightmare. Right, let's go. Chapter 10. Who cares what's happened? Who cares on... shit on Lorne. I prefer shit on Lorne. Shin is the baby. It's not the narrator. The narrator is Lorne, remember? Also, for the first time in High Morn history, High Morn is drinking a carbonated beverage, non-alcoholic. Ugh. But yeah, I'm home, I'm sick. Mr. Morn is snowboarding and having fun, and I've got no one to feel sorry for me. So I'm sitting here and feeling sorry for myself. Let's go. Chapter 10. Fucking hell, Morn. Get your shit together. He began walking. That's a terrible start to a chapter, Lorne, first of all. He began walking in the woods towards the area where he had killed the deer. His headache began to fade as he continued to walk. Switch over to Harp. Oh, God. Harp is nasty. God. Actually, Ireland has raised the price of their alcohol to ridiculous levels. Almost bad as Swedish levels. But yeah, I'm going to try and bollocks my way through this so I can get back to Joran stuff, because I miss Joran. The forest were quiet. Peaceful. I mean, okay. But for some reason it felt loud to Lorne. Lorne's because Lorne is an asshole. This is the mood I'm in, guys. Because Lorne is an asshole. Like all he could feel surrounding him were death. Why am I feeling like this? What is happening to me? Why can't I get rid of all the noise? What? Why am I feeling like this? What is happening to me? Why can't I get rid of all the noise? Why do I turn green and rip my clothing when I get angry? You fucking ogre. Where's the fucking... There we go. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry. There has been no new development in the Jarverse, but I have never done Poet Assassin, and that is just beautiful. I want to do this to Poet Assassin. Oh, look at my spelling. I know what the worst part is? This is sober, Lorne and Morne. What's my name again? Fuck. This is not a good idea. Ugh. He asked himself aloud. You're not considering my feelings. Why did I do that? Should be it. Why is my head messed up all the time? And I'm sorry if you can hear me scrunching around. I'm lying on my bed because I am a lazy streamer. Okay, he asked himself. The question seemed incredible Hulk. Come on. That's asking for it. And made him grow angry. Oh, God. Okay, so he was calm and his headache was fading. And then 2 sentences in and he's angry again. Great. The question seemed incredible Hulk and made him grow angry. He began to run to get away from the noise, but it only got louder. Lorne, do you ever think you're running towards the noise, you fucking moron? Lorne threw himself behind a fir tree. We can change Yes, we can, Morn. Morn! I'm calling you Morn. Fucking Christ almighty. Okay, hold on. Oh, shit. Why? Control F. Angry. Search. We're going to replace all angries with Shin. Shin was the last thing there. Italian. Replace all. Right, now guess what? Thanks to Heisenberg, we have to start all of this again. Okay. Why couldn't I get rid of all the noise? Why do I turn green and rip my clothing when I get Italian? He asked himself aloud. The question seemed incredible Hulk and made him grow Italian. He began to run to get away from the noise, but it only got louder. Lorne threw himself behind a fir tree when he caught something moving from the corner of his eye. He peeked slowly around the tree. He saw them behind the bushes, ducking down so that Lorne couldn't see them. The enemy were there. Lorne had no choice. It were either stay and fight or die. What's happening? He had killed a deer. Oh, this is when he goes nuts, right? This is when he gets totally Italian and just decides to start killing people. So it was either stay behind a tree covered in some sort of mold or fight or die. Why not both? Why not both? Enemy to Bowling Green to... Okay. Angry. Enemy. Oh, my sweet Jesus. Listen. That's a terrible thing I have that people have started to say to me. That I say, listen, way too much. And I think it's from Lorne Calls when he always goes, listen. Enemy to Bowling... Is green with an E at the end? I don't think so. Bowling Green Police Department. D-E. Also, I got drunk on my... in my brother's home over Christmas, and I told my sister-in-law about this fucking channel, so she might rock up, and I have no excuse for this. Like, how do you explain this? Look here, look, listen. That's it, that's me at work, it's awful. Okay, now we have to go all the way back. Jesus Christ. Can Heisenberg White and the Large Father Tron please form a coalition and just, you come up with the changes? So I only have to read through this once. Lorne threw himself behind a fir tree and called something one with another. He peeked around the tree. He saw them behind the bushes, ducking down so that Lorne couldn't see them. The Bowling Green Police Department were there. Lorne had no choice. It was either stay and fuck or die. Or die a virgin. It was either stay and fuck or die a virgin. He loaded his cock. Come on. Okay, I'm getting into it. We're still in the first paragraph, but I'll get there. He loaded his cock. Oh, that's not how you spell cock, and took aim towards the bushes. The first shot he saw one head fall. The second shot he saw a second head fall. Does he mean what? Like one head fall clean off the body? Fall down? What head? A head of a person? The third shot missed and the Bowling Green Police Department ran. Lorne quietly and quickly snuck up close to the two that he had shot to see if they were dead. He couldn't see well through the bushes. This is great. Vegan spaghetti, diaper, Boston cap, dent in head, $5 bracelet. Great. Okay, so any word that I feel is wrong, popping in one of those. Thank you, HW. He counted to 3 and jumped over the bushes with his buck knife gripped tightly in his hand. Let's change that to teeth. Or in his wobble tooth. Because for some reason I love when people put knives in their mouths because it's so stupid. Wobble tooth. With his buck knife gripped tightly in his wobble tooth, he grabbed the enemy's heads and sliced their necks. Two of the enemies were now dead. Lorne became upset with himself because he let the third one get away. For a few minutes he just stood there staring at the dead bodies on the ground until his headache came back. Oh, yeah, Roy has to be in there. I can't believe Roy hasn't been in yet. Maybe he'll kill Roy. Kill Roy. His eyes grew watery and he wiped. What? And he wiped the back of his hand against them to clear them. He squinted hard and returned his eyes to the 2 dead bodies on the ground. 2 deer. Okay, what are we going to change deer to? 2 diapers? 2 Boston caps? 2 hams. 2 hams lay there, lifeless. Poor hams. What just happened? Lorne asked himself. How did I get here? Why did I do that? Sad face. He wondered as he looked at his surroundings. Oh, deer to decoy! That's so much better. Oh, but the decoys. The decoys! That's like Dell and fucking Casey. Oh, 2 decoys lay there lifeless. He wondered as he looked at his surroundings. Looking down at his hands, he saw they were soaked in blood. Oof. White stuff, right? Come on. Come on. Oops. Looking down at his hands, he saw they were soaked in white stuff. All of a sudden, I'm not correcting it for him. I'm just looking at it. All of a sudden, he felt a certain pleasure grow inside him. Grow inside his little dink. He didn't know what were happening right now to him, but he liked it. He wanted more of it. This is turning into a jarring piece. Lorne ducked down and looked around for his next victim. These poor fucking deers, man. Just chilling in the woods where they live, by the way. And this psycho comes in here and starts fucking getting angry and headaches and stuff. Fuck off. There it were. standing 50 feet away. Lorne lifted his rifle to his shoulder, aimed, and fired. Right, well, let's say dink, right? Lifted his dink. I remember when he did those phone calls where he was being really weird about positions, so let's just say left shoulder. Although I think he's right-handed. But anyway. Aimed and fired. His victim went to the ground. His victim went to the ground quickly with a gut-wrenching scream. Lorne ran up and stood over his victim. It were a man! Oh my god, it were a man. And you know what the worst part is? He's homophobic! Home. How do I make that big and bold and nice and pretty? Pink and pretty! Come on. Oh, fuck you. Lorne ran up and stood over his victim. It were a man. I heard shots, he spluttered. Help me, please. Oh, my page is unresponsive. Oh, yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, PTO switch has to be in there. That's a good one. Good one, large father. I heard shots, he sputtered. Help me, please. Do you know what? I was listening to this, Tiffany read this, and she had a great point. Why the fuck, during hunting season, would you just wander over to shots in woods where that's completely normal and just start being like, what da? Who dis? You fucking idiot. I was raised in the streets, okay? When you hear shots, you run away from them. Idiot. This guy is like fucking frag. This is frag. He said as he reached his weak, shaking arm up toward Lorne and held the other one on his chest where the bullet had entered. Lorne's eyes grew wide with evil, oh no, as he slowly unbuckled his pants. Oh, here we go. Unbuckled the leather strap on his pants, which is not a lie because you keep your little sheath thing on your pants, so. And pulled out his book knife. Oh, I don't like where this is going, Lorne. Stop killing people, Lorne. You've killed enough troops. Uh-oh. Frag got fragged. You've killed enough troops. Now it's your turn to die, Lorne muttered as he grabbed the man's shirt and watched the fear of death grow in the man's eyes. Oh, God. This made Lorne's heart rate pick up and his anxiety grow strong. He placed the knife up to the man's jugular. Okay, jugular has to change. Will we change it to just juggalo? Well, is this man a juggalo, or will we just say he killed a juggalo? No. Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's say up to the man's. No offense to juggalos. I love juggalo documentaries. Juggalo. How do you spell juggalo? 2 G's? Hello. Face. Makeup. As he pulled the knife up to the man's juggalo face makeup. Oh. Where's my little... See, I usually do this in Google Drive. But it's not working. Whoop, whoop! The man screamed as Lorne pressed down the blade and slid it across the man's throat. He stood up and looked into the man's white and black dying eyes and watched him gurgle and drown in his own blood. Lorne picked the juggalo up and hid him in a place where he couldn't be found and covered him with brush and leaves until he could return. He made his way back home around 3 p.m. and to his relief found that Paula were not home. He raced inside and removed his juggalo blood-stained clothes at the entrance and made his way to the shower. He washed all the blood away and got dressed in some sweatpants and a t-shirt. Well, sweatpants. Does he wear sweatpants? I don't think I've ever seen Lorne wear sweatpants. But I know he wears a tank top. A rank top. You know what? I'm not even changing that. It is a rank top. Grabbing a large plastic trash bag, he raced to the door through loose shorts. Yeah. Better. Loose shorts. And a rank top, because it probably hasn't been washed since he bought it. Grabbing the large plastic bag, he raced to the door, threw his clothes inside the bag, and brought them out to the barrel that he used to burn trash in. What a fucking scumbucket. Greta Thunberg is fucking rolling in his grave. You think you can't recycle any of that shit? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised, asshole. He lit the blood-stained clothes on fire and returned to the house to wash the blood from his knife, rifle, and combat boots before Paula returned home. I like this. I like this little like play-by-play. Okay, so after this, I'm gonna get my blood-stained rifle. I'm gonna clean that off. I'm gonna get my combat boots, make sure they're nice and shiny. Fuck's sake, you just murdered someone, Lorne. He pulled... Oh, no, he didn't. When he were satisfied with the cleanliness of the items, like you can imagine doing a TikTok on how to make your rifle nice and clean. When you're satisfied with the cleanliness of your items, he returned back outside to the barrel to see if the clothes were now completely ashes. He pulled out the garden hose and doused the hot coals with ashes with water to hide any trace of smoke or recent fire in the barrel. Fucking seamless. Beautiful. No chance of getting caught there, Lorne. When Paula returned home, Lorne, water to Bud Light. Oh, but coffee is Bud Light. I don't think there's a lot more waters. Let's make it a Bud Light party over here. Come on. My laptop is a piece of garbage. Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna let it try and catch up with me. Okay, we are changing water to Bud Light. It's just gonna take a fucking year and a half. There we go. I shouldn't really do this unless I can stream faster. I don't know why everything sucks today and every day on the High Morn channel. Replace all. Okay. And douse the hot coals with ashes and Bud Light to hide any trace of smoke or a recent fire in the barrel. When Paula returned home, Lorne was sitting in the easy chair in the living room, eating chips and drinking a can of Sprite. Come on! Too easy. Sprite? Who drinks Sprite? Is Sprite a big thing in the States? I hate Sprite. Drinking a can of Bud Light. Hi, honey, Paula said as she carried the koala to Lorne and gave him a small kiss on the lips. Hi, Lorne said as he returned the kiss. Take the koala for me so I can get a bag of groceries from the car, okay? Paula asked Lorne as she bent over to hand the koala to Lorne. There's a lot of... It's only when you change baby to koala that you see how often he uses the word baby. Lorne reached his arms out for his son, set him on his lap, and fed him some bamboo, right? Or eucalyptus? Fuck it, bamboo. We'll treat him. Fed him some bamboo as he began watching TV with his son. After his show were over... Like, you don't even get to know what show. We get to know every fucking step of this murder, including the cleanup and the burning. Fed him ham. Koalas don't eat ham. Or maybe no, they don't, right? They just eat, like, leaves and stuff. They don't, where are they gonna get ham? After his show was over and they had eaten supper, Lorne put the koala in the crib. Come on now. We know, baby Shin's koala doesn't have a crib. He has a manhole. Oh. Eating supper, Lorne put the koala in the manhole, then retreated to bed himself with Paula following behind him. It didn't take long for Lorne to fall asleep and begin dreaming. Paula fell asleep in Lorne's arms, but woke up once she felt his body tighten up and become intense with twitching. He actually was like having a dream about being a Twitch streamer. So he was like, I don't know, playing some Call of Duty or some shit. Oh, sorry. She could tell he were having another nightmare. A horrible one. Oh no. This murderer is having a horrible nightmare. She had never been awakened by his body like this before. Ha! Story of my life. And she were afraid to wake him up after she turned on her lamp and saw the evil look on his face that he were holding, even with his eyes closed. This is the Matthew Mahogany way of reading. He was showing off his breeds in the hot tub. He was watching someone do a hot tub stream. Oh, hello, Kantanka Krinka. That's actually my dad, because I'm not from here. It's the joke. Nice to meet you, bot. Oh, how dare you, Large Father Tron. That was my best friend. That was my best friend. Everyone click for Breets. Everyone... Now Large Father Tron has banned the titty streamer. We now have to ask Large Father Tron for Breets. Holding on right. She had backed slowly out of the bed. I have never backed out of a bed, but I can't imagine that's a good idea. Especially the way I sleep, because there's like a fucking plethora of garbage that I don't want in my bed when I'm sleeping. So like if I back out of my bed, I'm going to stand on a pen, I'm going to stand on a random piece of Lego I found in my duvet, I'm going to stand on books and like my phone and wires and chargers and shit. Do never, ever back out. You don't consort with those with the robot race. Oh my god, Large Father Tron is robophobic. I love robots. They're my favourite. Okay, so she backed out of bed like a fucking idiot and stood on a fucking... She tripped on her phone charger. She's a moron. Yeah, and watched him for a minute before deciding that she had no choice. She had to wake him up from his nightmare. I have to be woken up from this fucking nightmare of reading this bullshit, Lorne. I hope you're pleased with yourself. She slowly reached her hand across the bed towards his sweaty shoulder. And nudged him gently the first time. She should have used like a stick or something. He didn't wake up. She nudged him harder and then jumped back as he shot straight up in bed with his eyes open and once again soaked in sweat. She slowly stepped towards the bed, not knowing if he were actually awake or if he were still sleeping with his eyes open. Slapped his violently open eyes. Yeah, she should fucking I don't know, get a taser. Lorne, she let out gently. Lorne, are you sweating? Lorne's eyes shifted towards Paula. Oh no, not shifted. No! And she relaxed as she saw his eyes welling up with tears. That's also, like... Hold on. This is gonna be... Oh. Come on, tears are so relaxing. And relaxed when she saw his eyes welling up with tears. Tears were so relaxing. Oh dear Lord, what happened there? TRRs are so relaxing. She reached out and wrapped her arms around him and began to cry over the pain he were going through in his mind. She's a weak bitch. She wished she could make it all go away, but she knew it weren't that easy. All she could do were be there for him and hold on to him tight to let him know that everything were gonna be all right. But Lorne and Paula both knew deep down that it weren't all right. That what were happening to Lorne has completely changed their lives, and they would never be the same again, no matter how much they both wanted it to be, and no matter how much they pretended like it could be. This entire paragraph is a load of self-indulgent bullshit. And that's not saying much, because this whole book is self-indulgent self-flagellation. But that whole, like, who cares about any of that? Absolutely nobody. And how the fuck does she know that nothing was going to be the same? Because she doesn't know that he just killed 4 fucking deer and a human being. She doesn't know that. She doesn't know. She just thinks they're nightmares. If I had a husband and he was having a nightmare, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, things will never be the same. Listen to some wee music just to calm me down. I can't deal with this bullshit anymore. Ah, now it won't load. My life is meaningless. Okay, come on. Come on. Why? Why aren't you playing wee music? There we go. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay. After getting in the shower and washing the sweat from his body, Lorne returned to bed with Paula and just lay there with his eyes open for the rest of the night. Oh god, I gotta yawn. Oh, that's a load of bullshit. I can't even... His trip in the woods ran through his mind. Something had happened that were troubling him, but he weren't sure what it were. Oh, God. He couldn't remember what had happened when he were in the woods, but for some reason he were bothered by it. Oh, it bothers him so fucking much. Why can't I remember, he asked himself as he stared into the darkness of his bedroom. It's a floor mattress room. Morning finally appeared, and Lorne sat lazily up in bed and turned to look at Paula sleeping. He wanted so much to be the man she fell in love with, but knew that that man were no longer anywhere to be found. He felt an emptiness grow inside him, and he longed for the man he used to be. Listen, dickhead, if you can't remember what has happened, nothing is impossible. Like, you don't remember killing a man, so nothing you have done is unfixable. And yet you're sitting here going, oh, I'm so empty. Oh, everything is growing inside of me, including anger and emptiness, which is a fucking oxymoron. I'm never going to be the same, but I don't know why I'm not going to be the same, and I don't know who I was, and I don't know who I am now, but I'm never going to be who I was or who I am now. He stood up from the bed and made his way to the kitchen, where the automatic Bud Light pot were finishing brewing his first fresh pot of Bud Light. We should change it to Blood Light now that he's a murderer. After pouring himself his first cup of Bud Light for the day, he strolled to his son's bedroom, quietly opened the door, and walked over to watch his son sleeping peacefully. He stood over his son and drank his Bud Light as he fell into deep thought. He wanted to be the dad to his son that he had planned on being when Shin were born, but something inside him had grown scared. So much growth, and had now removed the life that Lorne had originally wanted. The burning feeling grew in his stomach. Jesus fucking Christ, grew in his stomach as he finished his last drink of Bud Light. The burning feeling is probably heartburn. You may be drinking it too fast, Lorne. Chill out. He bent over and kissed his son on the forehead and exited the bedroom, closing the door behind him. Large Father Tron, didn't you say this would be good? Lorne sat down at the kitchen table with a pen in hand, a brand new notebook in front of him, and his second cup of Bud Light. He thought for a minute while he sipped on his Bud Light about what he were about to write. Then he began at the top of the page for the title Lorne's Journal. I don't know, Lord Fotron. Lorne's Journal, he wrote in big letters. Since it had been bothering him that he couldn't remember what he had done, that he were trying to remember, he figured if he made a journal, he'd always be able to go back and look. Oh, sorry. Oh, God, I'm sorry. He began writing in his journal about everything he could remember that he did from the day before. He even wrote down that there were a piece of the day missing because he couldn't remember what he did from the day before. What? Okay, hold on. He even wrote down that there were a piece of the day missing. He couldn't remember what he had done the day before. Oh my God, what a fucking loop-de-loop of a sentence. Once he finished writing about the previous day, he began writing about what he had done since he first woke up. He closed the notebook up, finished his Bud Light, then hid the notebook in his desk drawer under a stack of old military folders. I'm not in the military, but I don't know how much paperwork a random military man would have. But he makes it sound like all he has like an office filled with paperwork. Halfway into his third cup of Bud Light, Lorne began to grow sweaty. Good morning, honey. I've gone out for a walk this morning. I'll be back in a little while. I love you, Lorne. He left the note on the table where Paula could easily see it, then grabbed his hunting knife and started out to the shed for a shovel. He noticed his little American flag hanging on the wall from the dowel and decided to take it with him. He also grabbed a roll of black plastic that lay unused in the back corner of the shed, then began out into the woods where he had committed the murder. Why do you have a roll of black plastic unused in the corner of your shed? Oh, there we go! Muff! Large Fathertron, don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. Muff's my boy. We're Muff heads here. Hell yeah, Muff. God damn it. He let out... hold on. Yeah. The back corner of the shed. The closer Lorne got to the dead body, the more intense the look on his face became. What does that even mean? He let out a sigh once he reached the lifeless body. Robophobic! He let out a sigh like Joran or like Christian when he reached the lifeless body of the man he murdered the day before. He was just like, oh God, I had to murder a fat guy. Like, I had to murder someone that... Well, I'm sorry. That would be like, oh God, this is gonna be so much fucking digging. Oh God, why can't I just murder another deer? I'll pay the fucking fine. No, dude, you murdered a man. You murdered a man, and now you have to dig the grave. He laid the black plastic on the ground next to the man and unrolled it to the length of the dead man's body. Okay, here's some TikTok fucking how to get away with murder, right? So you can imagine him rolling out the plastic and then being like, that stupid robot voice. I'm sorry. I can't stop yawning. I woke up at 4 p.m. Oh my God, it's 7 o'clock. Jesus. Digging a shallow grave. Where we go. And then rolled the body onto it. Digging a shallow grave for the body about 3 feet down. No robot voice. Lorne stood back and looked at the grave, then the body. So then he's going like, really obviously to get it on camera. I was like, look at both body and grave. Finally satisfied, he pulled on the plastic and dragged the body to the hole, then wrapped the plastic over the top of the body and began covering it up with dirt. When he finished filling in the shallow grave, he poked a little American flag into the ground at the head of the grave. Why? Does anyone know why? I don't know why. He's gone completely. He's completely lost it, my dudes. He stood staring at the grave and then said a silent prayer for the man he had murdered. What silent prayer do you think he knows? Was it the Our Father? Ar Nyahar Tar Nyav, Gnei for Danam Gatog at the Reef, Gnei for the Huda and Tolav Merthain to our Nav, On Ron Lehu, Thurduninu, August Malbec to our Fiaka, Mar Mahogdij Nurke, Cod, Tula Fain. Oh, what's the end of that prayer? Gnei for Danam Gatog at the Reef, Gnei Tolav and Tolav Merthain to our Nav, Ar Nyan Lehu, Thurduninu. Now, Ligshinadahu Asershino Ulk, Amen. Do you think he said that? Or do you think he said, what's the other one? Hail Mary? I've left what did Joran say? I've left the church many years ago and left those fucking lessons behind. Get fucked. No, he's probably like, hello God, it's Lorne. Sorry for killing a dude. I'm just gonna put him in this fucking hole in the ground with the flag so he's easy to find. And, yeah, sorry. Yeah, he'd be like, hey God, it's Cod. I never meant to do it. I was messed up at the time. I don't know why he had to get shot like that. It's his fault. He'd probably go into like, who the fuck walks towards shots? God? What kind of fucking idiot? And then he'd get mad. Are you there, God? It's me, Lorne. Picked up the shovel. Right, cool. So he said his silent prayer, picked up a shovel, and went back to the house. Great. Did he drive there? Or did he walk there? Oh, Jesus. Once he got back to the house, he returned the shovel to the shed, along with the black plastic, and cleaned the dirt off the bottom of his boots and went inside the house, where he found Paula waiting for him, of course. I'm on the murderer registry. I'm trying to get off the murder registry. I don't deserve to be on lifetime murder registry. Where he found Paula waiting for him with a fresh cup of Bud Light and a plate of bacon, eggs, and toast. This is another thing that I hate in movies, and I hate it in this book. How the fuck was Paula supposed to know when he's coming home? So how is the coffee? Is the coffee lukewarm? Is the coffee not even fully finished yet? Is the bacon cold and drippy, or is it like raw because he was like, shit, he's coming in now? Like, how is it perfectly ready when he fucking sets foot in the house? I hate that. She greeted him with a kiss, and he sat down at the table, and he returned with a good morning, beautiful. Good morning, she replied. How were your walk? It were good, refreshing, he described. All of a sudden, Lorne began thinking to himself, what were Paula talking about when she said his walk? Lorne couldn't remember taking a walk this morning. He remembered writing in his journal, but he couldn't remember anything about taking a walk. Okay, coffee makers, that makes sense. But the breakfast, Donde, I don't understand the breakfast. Omega Heber, you're the late one. STFU. He probably held it on his face to make sure she could see it. It's like, I'm confused. Oh, shit. Get over there. Sorry. Where was I? I'm trying to sit up because my tummy hurts. Oh, God, no one in the world has it worse than me right now, and I'm including the man Lorne just murdered. Oh, my tummy. Are you all right, honey? Paula asked Lorne after noticing the confused look he held on his face. Lorne remained silent as he stared into space. Lorne! Lorne! Paula let out with a more stern tone to snap Lorne out of the trance he were in. Huh? He asked. Are you all right? Paula repeated. You were staring off into space with a look of confusion on your face. I mean, who cares? If I had to comment on the every time Mr. Morne looked confused, I would talk about nothing else. If he had to ask me why I look confused all the time, I'd have to be like, hey, I don't understand this language, and I'm confused. Like, Paul, you're an idiot. Yes, I'm fine, honey, Lorne replied as he quickly thought up of a reason. Baby Shin is currently in his manhole. As he quickly thought up a reason for his momentarily absence of mind. Fuck off. I were just thinking about what a nice morning it is outside. It's peaceful. Okay, Paula returned. Eat your breakfast before it gets cold, she ordered as she gave him a hi. Sorry, she didn't give him a hi. I'm just being honest. It's my favourite honest person. Oh no, I nearly put you in timeout. Didn't put you in timeout though. I gave you a euro-sized wrench. She ordered as she gave him a kiss on his lips, then left the kitchen to retrieve Shin from his manhole. Lorne quickly gobbled up the food on his plate and got up with his cup of Bud Light and went to his desk to write in his journal. You know what? I'm going to my desk right now. This is Morn walking to her desk because my tummy hurts and I feel like if I lean over in a ball and go ugh for a while, I'll feel better. Ugh. My diagnosis. Do you know what? That's what's happening right now. My body's screaming. My body's crying. No. Oh God. Okay, that feels better. I'm just being honest. If you go, I think there's a video on my page. What were we doing? Talking about Joran or something, and Shin decided to tell the group that he once fell down a manhole, and it was the funniest thing in the world because I decided to just run with it, and that he fell down the manhole. He fell down the manhole while he was walking, but his briefcase, he left court, and his briefcase stayed on the sidewalk, so he fell down a manhole, and when people looked around to see where he had gone, it's like he had been raptured, and his fucking briefcase was just sitting on the fucking side of the road, and Shin was down a fucking manhole. And when people helped him get out of the manhole, he had split his pants. He broke his pants from falling down a manhole. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's so stupid. Oh, God. Yeah, but Shin fell down a manhole once, and he doesn't like to talk about it, so I like to bring it up as much as possible. She went to retrieve Shin from his manhole. Got him a new pair of little pants, little baby pants. Lauren quickly gobbled up the food on his plate and got up with his cup of Bud Light and went to his desk to write in his journal, like me. He could hear Paula in the bathroom giving Shin a bath. Uh-oh. He's gonna get jealous. He wanted to write in his journal without her knowing about it, because just maybe, with any luck, this would help him get back to normal. He doesn't even know what he was like, so how does he go? Oh, okay, whatever. He began moving his pen like he were writing something, but the pen never touched the paper. Why? Why would you even waste the muscles in your fingers to do that? What the fuck, dude? He stopped moving his pen and rested his forehead on his hand to gather his thoughts. Right, hold on, Thank you, Amiga Heber. I'm pretty certain that's the worst made video ever. But it's great. It's great. I'm going to do a Lorne. Oh, hey, I just found a packet of Oreos on my desk. Nice. Okay, so he's writing but not writing. He's resting his forehead on his hand. Now, not his palm, so the back of his hand. Alright, okay. Okay, I can see this being a deep thought. a deep thought exercise. I feel like I'm ready to talk about that man I murdered. The fact he couldn't remember taking a walk bothered him more and more, and he weren't sure how to handle it. He took a deep sigh, lifted his head from his hands. Hands? Okay, so I'm supposed to put 2 hands on my head? Oh, maybe the pen he's holding he is also put against. Okay. Lifted his head from his hands and began writing. I'm lost right now. I'm at a point that is making me wonder if I am safe to be around my wife and child or not. Hey, now, it's not a child. Stop lying to yourself, Lorne, Morne, whatever your name is. Koala. It's making me wonder if I am safe to be around my wife and koala or not. Though I have not done anything to harm anyone that I am aware of, it makes me think that it's a possibility. My wife asked me how my walk were this morning, and I played along with her like I knew what she were talking about. But in all honesty, this is just for I'm just being honest. Also, I'm just being honest, I binged your Ramona stream yesterday. It was the fucking jarring one, and you kept saying and k instead of like M and C. It just made me laugh so much. You were like, bitch, if you can't write and k on your dick. So stupid. I miss jarring. And in all honesty, I didn't have fuck off. Fuck off. Go away. How do I get you to leave me alone, you weird grammar check? I didn't have a clue and became confused about her question. Did I take a walk this morning? If not, where did I walk to? And why can't I remember it? I long to be back to my normal self. My normal What the? Go away. Sorry. My normal self and not be experiencing this. But what? I'm so confused. I'm not experiencing this, but it's what's happening to me, and I'm trying to deal with it the best way I can. I love my wife and son very much, and will do everything possible to get back to my normal self. I'm afraid I may need more help than anyone will be able to give me. Hey dude, remember last chapter when you left your therapist, you stupid prick? Maybe when you're writing this down you could say, oh, maybe I should go back to that therapist I told to go fuck himself and begged me to stay. But oh no, I'm trying to get back to normal. I just don't want to put in any work and I'd rather kill people like a little bitch. Lorne quickly closed his journal and placed it back beneath his military folders in the desk drawer. Then closed the drawer when he heard Paula's footsteps coming from the bathroom with Shin in her arms wrapped in a bath towel. I'm just imagining like a little baby koala in a towel. So fucking cute. He took a sip at his Bud Light that were now becoming cold from sitting too long, then placed his cup back on the desk and held his arms out to take his son from Paula's arms. Shin giggled and drooled when Lorne began tickling under his chin and being playful with his son to get him to laugh. Lorne and Paula both cherished moments like this where they all felt like there was nothing wrong in their lives. Paula opened the junk drawer in the kitchen and pulled out a disposable camera to take a picture of Lorne and Shin in what seemed like the perfect father and son moment. After she took the picture, Lorne stood up and handed Shin back to Paula. What a fucking dick. He's like, oh yeah, let me get this really cute, wholesome memory. Okay, you got that? You got that, where I can bring it to court and claim that I'm not a shit dad? Okay, cool. Take your fucking koala and get out of my face. I have to go do a few things, but I'll be back later, okay? He told her. Okay, drive careful, Paula replied, after Lorne grabbed his keys and gave her a kiss. I will, Lorne said as he walked out the door. Why would Daddy leave so abruptly like that when we were having such fun? Paula asked towards Shin, though she knew he couldn't understand what she were saying. Oh my God, Heisenberg, I'm a moron. That's perfect. Where the fuck is it? Oh, like a... Nah. you'd swear like I was like blind or something. I'm worse than Joran when it comes to good new father son. Take a picture of Lorne and Shin in what seemed like a perfect good new moment. Oh, that's nice. That was a good new moment though. She looked in curiosity out the window as Lorne backed out of the driveway, then shrugged her shoulders like a fucking pantomime princess. Idiot. Shrugged her shoulders as to not figure out the answer to Lorne's question she had just asked Shin. I can't remember the last time I shrugged my shoulders when I'm not, like, trying to prove to someone that I don't know something. Like, I'm shrugging right now to see if that motion feels normal to me, and it does not. Well, Paula's turning into Lorne. Yeah, well, he must have had something to do important, or he wouldn't have left us in such a hurry like he did, Paula said out loud, basically to herself. Oh no, I'm just being honest. In my defense, if I wasn't sick today, like every other morn stream, I would be drinking, so I was under the influence. Lorne drove along, not really knowing where he were going. His hands had become hot and clammy. Yeah, boy. And the beads of sweat were rolling down from his temple. This man, he drinks a lot of coffee, which is a dehydrating liquid, I guess. So he doesn't have a lot of fucking water in his body. And for the amount of fucking sweat he sweats, homeboy, like, you need to get on a supplement. Or, I know, stop murdering people so you stop feeling nervous, you fucking moron. Oh, here we go, there's more growth, you guys. He pulled in from the parking lot of a local grocery store, turned his car off, and placed his hand on his forehead and felt the heat inside him grow. Clammy is... Oh, yeah, you're right. Clammy is a cold thing. Hot and clammy doesn't make sense. Hot and clammy. Hot and sweaty, like hot and sticky. You know, his hands had become hot and sticky, and the beads of sweat were rolling down from his temple. Hot and clammy is a weird thing to say. Hot and clammy is going to be like the next special when I open a restaurant, a seafood restaurant. Get your fucking plate of hot and clammy oysters, baby. Where's my Coca-Cola? Right. He turned his car off and placed his hands on his forehead and felt the heat inside him grow. He watched his manhood grow. He looked up and watched a man in his mid-20s. Okay, this is the moment, guys. This is the moment when Lorne kills Joran. Woo! I'm excited. Okay, so he's in his mid... I mean, he's 50, right? I think he looks like he's in his mid-50s, though. So I'm gonna put 50s here. 50s. And watched a man in his mid-50s walk out of a grocery store alone. And you know what he was doing in that grocery store? He was gonna do Shin's fucking chef's recipe. But he went there and there was no chicken. There wasn't even eggs, man. There was no chicken breasts, no chicken legs, nothing. And everyone's there and they're all in a mask and there's just nothing. And it's like the apocalypse, you know? God, I hate Joran. He's a moron. When the poet becomes the assassinated. I love it. The man were about 5 feet 9 inches. Well, they said he was like 5'6" or 5'8". So I'm going to put him in the middle and say he was 5'7". The man was about 5 feet 7 inches tall and were a slight chunky. I don't need to change that. But, however, I don't know, in normal world, we weigh ourselves in kilograms. So I don't know what 170 pounds is. So if you feel like I need to change that, you let me know. The glare in Lorne's eyes grew more intense, the longer he stared at the funny man. Because there's one thing Joran is, and that's a comedian. At the tubby man. Come on. At the funny man. Lorne began to grow Italian at the man. That's Heisenberg White's fault for changing angry to Italian. Lorne began to grow Italian at the man. Like he had done something to offend Lorne, and you know what? Not wrong. You know what? That's the only thing I'm going to give Lorne in this book. Lorne, you did the right thing here. He watched the man as he unloaded his groceries into his car. Unloaded his DoorDash, right? We all know he wasn't doing his own damn groceries. I don't know if DoorDash does that, but we do this thing where you can, like, you can get Uber to do your fucking groceries now. It's fucking... What would Joran say? It's bitchin' or something? Oh, his blue eyes have to get in there. DoorDash. His DoorDash into his car. His grew DoorDash, whatever. When the man were finished, he got in his car and began to drive off. Lorne started his car and followed the man as he pulled out of the grocery store parking lot and onto the busy street. He decided to stay a couple of cars behind the man so he wouldn't get suspicious about seeing Lorne follow him. So bitchin'. It's blazing. Yeah. It's fucking blazing, dude. Blazing, dude. When the man were... Nope. Okay. The street became less busy the further they got from the stores, and Lorne became the only car left behind the man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He remained about 50 feet behind him. How far is that? I don't know how far that is. Until they were far enough away from the town where they were basically the only two cars on the road. I like to think Joran is going to the open mic, but I can't. I can't tell. Lorne stepped on the accelerator to close the distance between him and the man. The man then slowed down to turn onto a side road. Oh my god. Hold on. Turn onto a side road. Because he was filming a music video. What's his music video? 18 meters. Okay, so not that far away. Going to the hey, Jim for church. Going for a barbecue with Tiger Crew. Yeah, he's going to a swingers club and he's like, listen, I don't have a partner, but I do have these amazing deals. And let me tell you, they're going to get all the right people hot and bothered. And nip-a-doo, where was I? Doop-a-doop-boop-boo. Yeah, the man slowed down to turn onto a side road because he was filming a music video, so Lorne had to quickly and firmly step on his brakes. He then followed the man onto the side street and stepped heavily onto the accelerator to get up beside the man on the desolate street. The man glanced over at Lorne. Uh-oh. With his... Uh-oh. With his powerful blue eyes. As Lorne pulled up beside him. He thought Lorne were only passing him until he saw the look on Lorne's face and felt the fear build inside him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lorne needs to eat some tofurkey. Tofu furkey. And then what I'm helped about. He stepped on the accelerator to try and pull away from Lorne, but Lorne kept up with the man. The fear grew strong inside the man. I wish he wasn't called the man. Can we change the man? But then the man will be Joran. Fuck it. We need this. For science. Oh my sweet mother of divine Christ. This is taking so long. Come on, Microsoft Word. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait for... Ah! That was like a whinny. I hate this. Right, in my head I'm going to change the man to Joran because this is taking too long. Joran glanced over at... Oh, hello. Joran glanced over at Lorne with his powerful blue eyes as Lorne began to pull... Sweet mother. There we go. The man. Oh no, because then man is gonna, the manhole will now be crib. The man to Joran. Come on, Joran. Come on, Joran. He stepped on his accelerator to try and pull away from Lo. What happened? Joran. Oh, now the Juggalo is Joran as well. Joran the Juggalo. Oh. Large Feathertron. Don't you even think about it. Large Feathertron doesn't want me to be friends with any of these robots. I'm out here trying to network, okay? I'm a professional YouTuber. I'm fucking balling trying to get those subs. And Large Feathertron will not let me. Oh my. You know what? If robots are responsible for this shitty Microsoft Word Online thing, I might be on your side. Oh, here we go. Oh. 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 Oh, yeah. Okay. The fear grew strong inside Joran after taking a second look at Lorne's face. Then Lorne quickly swerved his car towards Joran and forced Joran off the road into a ditch. This would be the best fucking music video if he was recording it. Where Joran came to an abrupt stop from slamming hard into a big boulder. Does anyone watch the Boulder stream with Mundane Matt? It was on the Kill stream. I'm not going to say when the Kill stream was good, but I'm going to say when the Kill stream was entertaining and like train wrecky and not just fucking boring. Anyway. Lorne slowed to a stop, then put his car in reverse and backed up to where Joran went off the road. He pressed on the brakes and brought the car to a stop once he reached Joran's car. None of this is needed. But anyway, there were no movements from the now totaled vehicle that lay smashed up in the ditch, he noticed. More no! More no! Look at all those tabs! Oh, God. What is this channel? Lorne got out of his car and opened his trunk to pull out his tire iron. He heard a noise come from the vehicle as he straightened up with the tire iron in his hand and looked towards the crashed car. Why is it the man now? It's Joran. Fuck's sake. Boulder to auction bulldozer. Yes. Where is Boulder? Slamming hard into a big auction bulldozer. He heard a noise come from the guy. So now Joran were slowly climbing out of the broken driver's side window with blood all over him from the crash. Maybe that's how he hurt his shoulder so bad. He needs to get a massage. The sight made Lorne excited, and he began moving towards Joran and watched him slowly crawl out of the car and onto the glass-covered ground, colouring it with his blood. The man let his head fall to the ground with a thud from exhaustion. Oh my God. Tire iron to dog biscuit. He straightened up with a dog biscuit in his hand? The man let his head fall to the ground with a thud from exhaustion and watched Lorne slowly step up to him and stare at him with death in his eyes. Oh, I was going to say in his like super powerful eyes, but that's Lorne's eyes. And everyone knows Joran has bluer eyes. He slowly turned himself over and held up both hands and spluttered, "Please no. We know, Joran. We know, Joran." Joran would be like, "Please, Jeannie." Ah. Why? Well, that's not nice. "Please, Geen." Please, Ed Gein. How the fuck do you spell genie? Genie. Please, genie. Yeah. That seems like a fitting. What would be Jaren's last words? Is that too dark to bring up? But I feel like that's a pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm going to get my snooze. Hold on. Got a new scented candle today, and I got it, or not today, it was like 2 days ago, but I lit it for the first time today, and I got it in the sale because it was like leftover from Halloween, so it's like pumpkin-y, and oh my god, it smells so good. Okay. Let me put in my snooze. Right, let's go. Let go. He stopped after the word Yaha as Lorne's tire iron began smashing against Jorn's already bloody skull. Dear Lord, I don't even think... Like, if Joran finds this, he could be like, Jesus Christ, they're trying to kill me. Lorne's eyes grew angrier with every hit he delivered against Joran's head. Lorne stopped when he realised Joran was no longer able to move because he had the life beaten out of his body. Lorne! I mean, we take care of our own in this community, and we you know, we're more of like a shun-based community. We're not going to go after him with a tire iron. Fuck. Lorne stepped back and looked around as his chest pounded in and out from overexertion. Exertion. Please put a fucking dent in his head! Yes. Hold on. As Lorne's eyes grew angrier with every hit he delivered against Joran's head. Against Joran's... Oh, that's capital letters, baby. Against Joran's already dented head. Every hit he delivered against Joran's already dented head. That fucking works. Whoa! Already. Okay, fuck this. This is a disaster of a thing. I'm never using Microsoft Word again. You've lost a very powerful customer today, Bill Gates. Lorne stepped back and his chest pounded in and out from overexertion. He went to his car and retrieved the tarp that lay under the spare tyre, and then returned back to the dead Joran and wrapped his lifeless body inside the tarp. He struggled and groaned when he picked up the dead body, because it was a slight chunky, and threw it over his shoulder to carry it to the trunk of his car. One thing Lorne would not be able to do is lift a slight chunky, alright? I think that goes without saying. Lorne felt his back grow wet when Joran's blood streamed from an opening in the tarp and landed on his shirt. That's disgusting. Once the dead body were in his trunk, he removed his shirt, set it on fire, and threw it on the dead grass next to the car and watched as the fire began to grow. He turned back to his car, closed the trunk, and sped away. Dear Lord. This is worse than fucking the worst IBS. Lorne returned home and were able to get to the bedroom without Paula seeing him. Yeah, because he's fucking couldn't lift a Kit Kat chunky. With Dowdy, yes. Oh, I hope he kills a brunette woman. Amber is the next person he kills, right? Maybe she'll be a Dowdy brunette. Couldn't lift a Kit Kat chunky. Do you know, when I was very young, my mother wrote to Kit Kat because she got a Kit Kat that was just chocolate. It was just a block of chocolate. And she said there wasn't any kit in my cat or some bullshit like that. And she got a whole box of Kit Kats. It was fantastic. Kit Kats. It was great. I don't like Kit Kats though. I still ate them though because, you know, chocolate man. Well, I'll eat anything. What? Morn. After putting on a new... Okay, so he's managed to sneak topless into his own house. That's great. He got another shirt out of the dresser that were the same colour as the one he lit on fire and threw in the grass, where he had killed Joran, that were now in the trunk of his car. If you're going to kill someone, right, and set fire to their car, right, and leave the car in a mess, on fire and exploding, right, why don't you put the body in the car, right, and burn the body as well in a fucking gas explosion or oil explosion? And yeah, you mightn't get away with it, but it's easier than having to fucking bury a body with a fucking flag in it, you stupid idiot. Oh my god, it's Kelp Pill. I'm nearly finished this chapter, but this was a disaster. My mic didn't work, and then the thing didn't work, and then the other thing didn't work. It was a whole thing. But we just murdered Joran. You just missed us murdering Joran. It's great. He's a slight chunky. But, what was I going to say? Something had to be changed. Salmon tank top. Yep. That were the same salmon colour. He got another shirt out of the dresser that was the same salmon colour as the one he lit on fire. Cool. All those things. The things, man. The things wouldn't work. The thing and then the other thing. It was a fucking disaster. Oh shit. Yeah, okay. After putting on the new shirt, he went back to the kitchen and looked out the window to see Paula were out back with Shin, hanging clothes on the line to dry. He opened the back door, snuck up behind her, and stabbed her in the neck. Gave her a kiss. Same thing. The large Father Tron is here, and he's being a very militant moderator today. I'm making all these new friends, Kelp. You'd be so proud of me. All these new, they seem to be from Russia, and language is a problem. They seem to send a lot of like links and stuff, but I think we'd be friends. One of them looked like she may be a belly dancer. I'll go fucking take it. Please work. Nice. Please clap. There we go. I had to do another thing for my computer to work. Yeah, okay, he gave her a kiss. Fantastic. Hi, honey, she said in surprise. Hi, Lorne returned as he bent over and gave his son a kiss on the butt. Tell Tron to get back in his lamp. Yeah, Tron, you're on your last fucking warning. The average-sized mother... Tron. What's the opposite of Tron? He does. He's robophobic. Happy you're back. I need to go to the store to get groceries, and I don't have much gas in my car, so I thought I'd use yours. Oh no! Joran's in there. She'd hear like... Yeah! 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 It's not that fun being inside the lamp. Yeah! Yeah! All I wanna do is love you. And then she'd fucking kill him. Anyway. Lorne grew silent as he quickly thought of how to make sure Paula wouldn't find the body in the truck. Okay, he said. I'll go clean my stuff out of it while you finish hanging clothes out and get Shin ready. I'm gonna leave Shin here because Shin's a wild fucking koala and needs to be kept in a fucking koala-friendly zone. You think you can go to a fucking Trader Joe's with a wild animal hanging off you? Are you insane? Although Shin will probably sleep. He's a sleepy baby. Sleepy little baby. Hey, Rageful Virgin. There you go. Yeah. Yawhawing from the trunk of a car. He's yawhawing up in heaven. Hawaiian. I wish I was Hawaiian. Okay, I'll clean. Okay, Paula agreed and gave her another kiss. I want to keep a kiss, not a kiss cam, a kiss counter on my stream. Oh, Paula's car should be a Dodge Journey. Where? I want to say I don't have much gas in my DODGEJOURNEUR in my Dodge Journey. So I thought I'd use yours. They both have dodge journeys by the sounds of it. Yeah, but I want to keep a kiss counter. It's mad. The Trader Joe's and yeah, I'd say you can get away with most things actually in Trader Joe's. They'll be like, oh my god, is that koala fucking organic? And I'd be like, oh yeah, he only eats the finest eucalyptus leaves. I lived in Washington DC for a while, and I was a fucking idiot, and I hadn't been in America that much, and I didn't know Trader Joe's was like a specialty foods. I just thought Americans ate really fucking strangely. And then I got to like a Walmart and I was like, holy fuck, this place is amazing. Anyway, that was a fucking Joran style useless story. Okay, another kiss. Fantastic. Lorne went back to the car and backed it up to his shed. He never is in his shed very much. You'd think for a murderer and for someone who works in like a mechanics, you'd be in your shed a lot. But no. Lorne and Morne Armstrong. Yeah, you know what? I'd be like, hi. It's not that I don't like Trader Joe's. I'm just not a healthy person. So I was just like, there's an awful lot of produce here. Like, I thought you guys loved, like, cookies for breakfast and stuff, and, like, you just drink things like blended sugar cookie with milk in it, And I was like, America's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna eat nothing healthy. And then I was like, this is all very healthy. The stereotypes aren't true. I was wrong. Whatever, Morn. Stop talking shit. Lorne went to the back of the car and backed it up to a shed. He opened the trunk and carefully pulled on the tarp with the dead Joran inside and drug it out of his trunk and into the shed. He returned to the car and pulled it back to a spot in the driveway where Paula could safely pull out into the street. He then returned into the house where Paula were waiting, with Shin in her arms by the door to leave and go shopping. Why are you bringing your baby shopping when your husband, who owns the baby as well, by the way, is just chilling? And yes, I know Lorne is a sex offender, but that's not the point. Oh my god. Okay. Lorne went there and back again to his shed. He did. He went a few times around the shed. Oh god. Americans don't hunt whales in the morning for breakfast. I don't hunt whales either. I was, however, in the presence of a whale penis not that long ago. They have a penis museum in Iceland, and they have like a whale penis. That thing is fucking enormous. Like, I'm talking Dan levels. Dan level enormous. Parenthood is owning the baby. I mean, it's not owning. Share. He has shares in the baby. He has 50% shares in this koala as well. It's not very Italian. Yeah, Morn hates America. I love America. I mean, I love American food, and the people are very nice, but like in stores and stuff. But you can tell they're dying inside, and I don't like that. It makes me feel bad because I'm like, no, I don't want help. I just came in here to look interested so I can use your fucking jacks, and now I have to pretend to look at your shit while you follow me around. And I know it's not your fault. I know you're gonna get fired if you're just like, hi. But like, seriously, why are you so helpful? Leave me alone, Oh, anyway. Whose balls were darker? I didn't see whale balls, so I'm gonna have to go with Joran on that. I don't think anything's darker than Joran's balls. Okay. There's a lot of okays. There's a lot of going back and front. Shin is waiting patiently in Paula's arms. My car's all clean for you, Lorne said as he handed Paula the keys and kissed her and Shin goodbye. Lorne stood in the doorway and watched Paula drive away, then quickly went back to the shed. We're all dying inside. Everyone's dying inside. I also, like, all I have to do is say hello. I don't even have to be nice in work. I just have to be like, hi. And I'm just like, This is too much. I don't want to say hi to this person. I don't know this person. Here we go. Back to Americans. There's American flags here. He rolled the wheelbarrow in front of the shed. Is this a sting house? What the fuck? Change all clean for you too. Outside, I can prove that to you. What? All clean for you. My car's outside, I can prove that to you. What? I'm so confused. He wheeled the barrow in front of the shed so he could call over a predator and say, "You'll see it, it's outside, it's got a fucking wheelbarrow in the middle of the fucking driveway," and loaded the dead body of Joran in it, along with a shovel, a utility knife, and another little American flag. We should change American to Trader Joe. Because what's more American than Trader fucking Joe's, am I right? And another little Trader Joe flag from the bunch he had bought the day before he committed the murder. You couldn't... Oh, it's... I'm sorry for ruining the best. You have to do the hand gestures. I'm just curious. You don't see me, but I'm doing the hand gestures. Gonna stick that fucking camera down your throat, Heisenberg. I am not alone in this house today. My landlord is gonna think I'm fucking crazy. Right. Trader Joe flag from the bunch he had bought before he committed the murder. He made his way into the woods where he had buried the body of the last man he killed. Who was that? Oh, that was the juggalo. Okay, yeah, the juggalo. And began digging another shallow grave next to it. Once he got the grave dug, he pulled the body into the hole, filled the hole back in, and then placed another American flag at the head of the grave. Why don't you just get one big American flag? Why don't you just get one big American flag that says, "Hey, yo, cops, there's a lot of shallow graves over here." Lorne's taint is guaranteed darker than Joran's balls. Lorne's taint. I imagine Lorne's taint to be incredibly fuzzy. Like furry, almost. And I don't believe he even knows it's there. You know? I just don't think... I think it's like a big, unexplored region. You know when people say that, like, there's parts of the ocean that have never been explored and that are, like, so anything could be there? I feel like Lorne's taint is just a vast mystery for people. Shallow grave. Dig a better grave. And you know what? If he had that bulldozer, he would have no problem digging a grave. He'd have Roy out helping. And Roy would just do it and say nothing because Roy's a good brother. I've never had a camera down my throat, but I did think of Dan Allen last time I got a COVID test. I was like, I'm going to stick that swab down my throat, and I thought I was really funny. But she was just like, "Please stop talking when I'm trying to administer the test." Also, in the last month, I've been in 11 airports, and I've had to get a COVID test in every single one of them. So I have no feeling in my fucking face anymore. Because I also have a lot of piercings. And I'm not joking, in at least, I got 11 tests. So in the last, maybe 6 out of those 11, the poor test administrator has gotten the swab stuck in, like, my fucking second septum, in between my first and second septum, or up under my nose ring and in and out, and couldn't get it out in so many of them. And I also got it caught up in my tongue web, and she didn't know it was there. And it was a whole fucking thing. I've got, like, the roof of my mouth is tattooed, and he was, like, trying to get it out, and he was just like, "What the fuck is going on in your mouth?" And there's a lot of questions involved when you're trying to get... I'm just like, you know what, let it do it myself. In Sweden, you're allowed to do your own test. Let me do that. Yay for piercings, Kelpo, unless you're getting a fucking COVID test, and everything gets tangled, and then you have to sit there for 20 minutes in shame and embarrassment because they had to, like, reef it out of you, and then your nose hurts, and then you get a negative, and you're like, great, can I go now? Let me get out of here. I hate it here. But yes, COVID is not great. How the fuck do you tattoo the roof of your mouth? You lie upside down on a tattoo bed, and they stick and poke, so it's not like a tattoo gun. They just stick the needle in there, and they make little designs. And then it fades, so I kind of just have a black splodge. I do have the inside of my lip tattooed, and that was easier. You could do that with a gun on that stage. You can see that pretty easily, but the roof of my mouth is just kind of a grey splodge. But it's okay, no one sees it. It's like Joran's mouth where he has that weird grey filling. I don't do my genie fucker face, so. Anyway, again, Morn, you're trying to do a fucking reading here. Stop talking about airport shenanigans. Airport shenanigans. I need a co-host. He made his way to the woods where he buried the body. Blah, blah, blah. Once he got the grave dug, he pulled Joran. Joran is now in the hole. Filled the hole back in and placed another American flag. He returned back to the house and took a shower because he's a sweaty fuck and washed all the dirt and sweat away. After drying himself off, he donned his robe. Ask Gator. What did I say? Ask Gator what? Poor Gator. Yeah, maybe Heisenberg. But I've done a lot of awkward, let's just stick my phone in my mouth with the fucking light on and press the middle button a lot. Gator Gamer as my co-host would be so fun. He'd just have his little soundboard. And Adam Worski. Andy fucking Worski. No thank you. Alright with the likes of them. I might ask Ralph. Might ask Ralph to be my co-host. Get him on with... I could be like Alice. Fucking... What's her name on Twitter? I can't remember. Based Alice or something. What was I gonna say about... Yeah, he's washing all the dirt and sweat away. Great. After drying himself off, he donned his robe. Ho, ho, ho. It's a man in his bathrobe. Then sat down to watch television with a hot cup of Bud Light. That's gross. Gunt will do it. Gunt will do it. All I have to do is, like, I don't know, tell him I have a bad relationship with my dad. And he'll be like, hey, do you want to come over here and live with me and my girlfriend? I saw that, Amiga. I'm not going to be surprised in about 4 months when he's back on Ralph's show. And it's just like, they're always fighting. And... like, I would have so much... I don't have respect for any of them because they're all fucking idiots. But I'd have so much respect for Andy Worski if he just said, fuck this, and never, ever spoke to him again. But also give us more gossip on the Knoxville incidents because we could do with that. That's fun. Kelpill, there's this alt-right kind of kill street, like internet blood sports. It's just drama. It's just Foodie Beauty and Amberlyn Reid for guys, basically. And it's just drama. It's just constant bitching at each other and subtweeting. And I can't believe you said that about me, so I'm going to say this about you. And it's just fun to fall asleep to because it's just men shouting at each other. And you can just tell they all have tiny, tiny dicks. Well, that's what I take away from it. Some people enjoy their shows. I don't know. He realised he had dozed off when he heard a car door slam. Oh no. He looked out the window to find Paula and Shin had returned home from shopping. What? Like how? Okay, whatever. So he slipped on his slippers. Oh, look at what he did there. Everyone see what he did there? He slipped them on. Slipped on slippers. Love it. And went out to the car to help her carry her groceries in. The groceries in. Hi, honey, Paula said when she saw Lorne come out to the car to help her. Hi, Lorne returned with a yawn as he reached in the back to pull Shin from the car seat. Paula opened up the trunk and pulled 2 bags of groceries out, then looked down towards the license plate and noticed the red colour on the license plate itself. Honey, she called to Lorne, what's this? Fucking Paula is so fucking stupid. Kelpel, I can imagine Lorne's sitting there, writing out that line, and then looking up into like the middle distance and go, that's why they're called that. Huh. Fucking idiot. Idiot. God, I hate him so much. Also, I've become obsessed with, because Cybersqueak has a stream schedule nowadays, and she streams a lot when I'm either at work or sleeping, so I watch whatever she puts up that day, and I've gone back into watching her old stuff. Oh my god, her channel is just chef's kiss. I fucking love it. Those art streams, I have watched her art streams 15 fucking thousand times. Never gets old. I actually, because of those streams, downloaded it. Everyone should get it. You can get a free demo. It's called Creative Space or something. I don't know how she draws that good. I am trying so hard to draw something. Not even like for a stream or to be funny. I'm trying to be cool. No, can't do it. Can't do it. She's a very talented person. But yeah, Cybersqueak's the best. What did I say? She's so good. Corridor. Looked out of hi, funny, hi, yeah, what's this? Lorne made his way to the back of the car with Shin in his arms and looked down to where Paula were pointing. Ah, Lorne replied with all innocence. Hold on. He needs to do... Yes, Kelp, and didn't you like gift her the full game? And that full game is so fucking cool. I keep getting emails that it's on sale, and I'm like, maybe I should buy that. But I'm not good at art, and I get frustrated. But it's so fun. There's so many things you can do and buy. It's awesome. Maybe. Who says that? Maybe. I can't remember. Oh, it's the rabbi. It's... Oh, shit. And someone bought her that truck simulator, and she listens to Lorne calls while driving truck. It's fucking great. I love it. So smart. Oh, it's so smart. Okay, it's nothing without the hand gestures. Right. So, Lorne replied with all innocence. It's nothing without the hand gestures. Did you do that joke at her? Fucking legend. Fucking legend. Also, I'm just being honest, very kind of you to say, but I sound like I should be fucking on Moore Street in Dublin, which is a street where people sell stuff and they just go, wrapping paper, 2 for €1, 2 for, get your cigarettes and hair extensions, get your fucking hair extensions, 60 quid for a whole head. Well, whatever. It's fine, thank you. It's nothing without the hand gestures. He rubbed his index finger on it to find out that it were dry. I'll wash it off in the morning. I must have rubbed something up against it when I were carrying something the other day and scratched some paint off of it. Off the license plate? I sound like a potato. You sound more like an American than the Irish I work with. You know what? I think... I've noticed this when I've come back, especially after Christmas. I was in Ireland for a while, and I came back, all my co-workers were like, you sound so different. But the longer I spend kind of with people who don't understand English that well, I kind of neutralise my accent, and I sound very normal. I prefer it. I prefer this than my actual accent. You don't want to hear me when I fucking... I should have streamed when I was at home, actually. Anyway. Enough about that. I was too busy getting 15 fucking COVID tests. Anyway, so yeah, that's not a real thing, you fucking idiot. I rubbed up against it. I'm a Portuguese, but I'm from like the Belgium Portuguese, not like the French Portuguese. That night after supper, Lorne grabbed a bag of groceries with his empty hand and began toward the house. Paula grabbed the last couple of bags, closed the trunk, and followed behind Lorne and Shin, giving no more thought to the red on the license plate, and accepting Lorne's explanation. Hey Lorne, why don't you say, baby, you've had a hard day and you have the koala, so why don't I go shopping? Send me a list, and then you could put the bags in the back of the car, so if she gets out to help, she wouldn't have to open where the dead body was, in a tarp, literally 15 minutes ago. You moron. Latino. I have a big round Latino ass, and it's definitely not from fucking eating nothing but Trader Joe's. That night after supper, Lorne sat down on the couch to watch the evening news. What happens every time Lorne watches the news, folks? Oh yeah, something comes up about the war and he freaks out. He listened closely to the anchor reporting about a car that was found ablaze on a side street and the two men that have been missing. The juggalo. One man missing for a couple of days and the other since earlier that day. They showed picture of the men and it made Lorne sit straight up and wide-eyed, staring at the pictures. Is everything all right, honey? Paula asked. Lorne paused before replying. It seems like I've seen those two men recently. That's so odd, because their faces look so familiar, but I can't place them, he answered as he struggled to remember where he had seen the men. This is so fucking pedantic. Oh, we get it, okay? He has fucking convenient mind blanks. Jesus. I'm a doctor, you guys. Have I ever told you? I am a fucking very intelligent person with massive amounts of smarts. And that's why I say things like brain blanks or whatever the fuck. I'm a moron. Lorne grew more bothered by this because of the fact that he was having moments of not remembering things. See, I feel like a moron, and then I read the next sentence, and I'm like, oh god, this guy's a moron. Remembering things he had been doing, and it seemed to be happening more frequently than it had been before. It took a long time for Lorne to get to sleep that night because of seeing the two men on television. It was fucking the Chuckle Brothers. Do you guys have the Chuckle Brothers? Hold on. Remember Chuckle Vision? No? Dr. Morney's Wolin. That's me. These are the two men he killed. One of them's dead. Look. Look at the men. Look at the men. Maybe we'll get a picture of them in their prime. Look at this. Terrible. Terrible. You should be ashamed. Anyway. Oh, please don't take fucking forever to load and throw me back to the start. Don't do me like that, dog. Oh, okay, it's good. Seeing the two men on television. He wanted to remember where he had seen them. You saw them on BBC Two in the morning, bro. It's Chuckle Vision. He finally fell asleep around 2:30 a.m. That's like the normal time to go to sleep as a grown-up, right? I don't know why. Well, I suppose he has a kid. Parents sleep really weird hours. He didn't sleep very well, though, because he woke up 2 hours later in a cold sweat. It sounds like me after drinking too much Guinness, am I right? After moving Paula's arms from being wrapped around him, he rolled out of bed and got in the shower. Listen, if I'm asleep, don't fucking touch me, bro. Don't wrap your fucking arm around me. Don't try and cuddle up close to me. I need my space. I need to roll into like a corner. I need to have space to lie on my back, lie on my left, lie on my right. Don't touch me. Don't fucking get anywhere near me. I am an aggressive sleeper, and I will elbow you in the face accidentally, and then again on purpose. He rolled out of bed and got in the shower. Great. As the lukewarm Bud Light covered his head and body, an anxious and overwhelming feeling came over him. He needed fresh air fast. Oh my god, Large Father Tron. Sleeping Genie butt rubs. I don't know if the comment was deleted or if YouTube never even posted it, but after the latest kelp pill video with Joran, I said something like, Joey's Joran is almost cute. Like, the fucking stupid voice and the way he says things. You're almost kind of rooting for Joran in these conversations. And then you realise that these are real things people said in earnest, and you're like, oh my god, what a weirdo. But I just want to give Joey's Joran just the smallest little sleepy butt rub. Just a tiny sleepy butt rub. No one tell Joey I said that. He'll be asleep anyway. He won't know until he wakes up and sucks my dick. It's fine. It's whatever. Anyway. He needed fresh air fast. He quickly dried himself off and donned his clothes. He loves donning things, doesn't he? Joran likes to don things. Lorne likes to don things. And made his way to the front door. And began pacing back and forth in the driveway. Joey ruined the word skeleton. Why? Oh, Joey run. Yeah, skeleton. Because he's like, Skeletor. I love Skeletor's laugh. Why are you pacing in the driveway, you fucking crazy man? Don't you have a garden? Yeah, because Shin and Paula were out back hanging up clothes. Pace in your back garden, you fucking weirdo. After 15 minutes of pacing, Lorne's body grew tenser and he began feeling stressed out. Stressed out. Skeleton! There were 2 skeletons! I need to go back and listen to all of them again. I need to make a playlist of every one of those conversations. They're so good. They're so good. Stressed. Come on, computer. He began feeling stressed out. Please leave. I'm trying to read here. There we go. He made his way back in the house to get his car keys, his book knife. He's changing his knife up a lot. A book knife and a little bag of American flags he had bought earlier. Then back outside to the shed. Back to the shed. For a roll of plastic that he'd used to wrap the other murder victims in. He threw the items in the trunk of his car and then got in and drove towards town. Why? Okay. At this point, does he know he killed the other 2 people, or is he just in a fugue state? I don't know. The town were quiet and almost empty in the early morning, so Lorne knew he could find his next victim without anyone knowing anything. So this is 4:30 and 15 minutes, so it's 4:45 in the morning. So, if you work at a hospital, if you work at, a factory, if you do some weird early morning shit, you're up at 5:15. This isn't the middle of the night. Okay, whatever. He pulled his car in the back of a local grocery store and hid behind the big dumpster. It was actually Joran's Latino ass. And he watched 3 young women smoking a cigarette out by the rear entrance. He stayed quiet as he listened to their conversation about the night of work and the day ahead of them. Oh God. One lady were finished working her shift and were having a cigarette with the other 2 women before she went home. Oh, God. After about 10 minutes of kneeling behind a big dumpster, the ladies finally extinguished their cigarettes and parted ways. Once the rear entrance door closed, Lorne quietly stepped out from behind the dumpster and approached the young lady from behind. There you go, large Fathertron. He approached her from behind. He put the bunky knife. He put the book knife up against her back as she were unlocking her car door. Do exactly as I say or I'll kill you, Lorne ordered sternly. I'm just trying to imagine that in Lorne's voice. I think I might laugh. I think I'd laugh. I'd be scared. I think if anyone says that and I feel something hard against my back, I would be scared. But can you imagine? He'd be like, he felt the young lady's body began to shake, as he pressed it against his own. Dear Lord, the fear that were emanating from her is what Lorne were longing for. You know what, Lorne? My voice cracked. You know what, Lorne? You should go and be an actor in a haunted house. If you want the fear emanating from bodies. You know? Or just sit in every horror movie cinema in town and just watch horror movies and feed up. Oh, you think Joey's frosted tips are just like receding and receding until he's bald? I wouldn't be surprised. In my head, I picture Joey, like, I tried to give everyone a picture in my mind of what they look like. And I pictured the guy from Nickelodeon because during the Stanley thing, wasn't that the picture sent of O. Pete? And I just pictured that guy with frosted tips and Jinko jeans and a puka shell necklace. That's my Joey. Oh, I hope I'm not wrong. I hope I'm exactly right. Walk along this way towards my car quietly. What a weird thing to say. You should just drag her at that point. Walk along this way toward my car quietly, he demanded. The young lady did as she were told, as Lorne helped lead her to the direction of his car. Once they were at Lorne's car, he opened the trunk, pulled out an old towel that lay... He has a lot of tarps and towels and trays and like plastic and receptacles to put people in, just in the back of his car. It must be a fucking mess back there. He pulled out an old towel that lay in the back and tied it around her eyes. And also, is Shin's baby seat in this car? It must be. That's gotta be jarring. Jinko jeans are a chastity belt. For you, maybe. Yes, Large Father Tron. I knew I saw a puka shell somewhere. A puka shell necklace. Kenneth Brinkman. Yes. Oh. It wasn't his decoy called Rocky? I think so. Yeah, Kelpill, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. Well, it's like 40% your fault, making him read that shit. And, like, he's just loving it. It's when he feels like himself. He can finally be himself when he's reading out those chat logs. Chat logs. Oh boy, the stuff. Oh boy. Where am I? Pull down an old lady towel. Up an old lady towel. An old towel. The lay across the back and tied it around her eyes. Then he put the duct tape that he didn't say he had over her mouth and tied her hands behind her back and ordered her to get in the trunk. So is this just like in the back car park of a fucking grocery store? Oh, my friend! Hi, work knock. Sirepko? Repko? That's actually a friend from work, Large Father Tron. Me and Werpnock go way back. And he's gone. Reluctant and in tears, the young lady complied easily when Lorne put the knife up to her throat and scratched her skin enough to make a little line of blood appear. Aww, vom red. Ex-co-worker. I'm going to start pretending to be... Everyone go into Large Father Tron's chats and start pretending to be spam accounts. I'm going to be like, see sexy breeds, click the link below. And then just link to, like, my PayPal. Yeah, a little line of blood appeared. Lorne closed the trunk and climbed... Oh, no. Yeah. Lorne climbed into the car. Great. Before leaving town, Lorne stopped at a small convenience store and purchased a Bud Light and a candy bar. When he came back out of the store, he could hear the young girl kicking in the trunk. He unlocked the trunk and opened it. Large Father Tron, I try. I do watch them. I need to start commenting and just being like, I have watched this on everyone's, because I'm always like, I'm going to comment that, but I'm like walking around and listening and at work and stuff to everyone's streams and I forget to comment. Ugh. I'm bad at that. Maybe everyone should start streaming at like 7 p.m. my time. How about that? Bud Light and ham. You're obsessed with Lorne and ham, Large Father Tron. You've gone ham on ham. Candy ham? Why isn't candy disappearing? Oh. And ham. Bud Light and ham. He came out of the store, you could hear the young lady kicking and screaming. Yeah, that's because she was like, why does it smell like massage oil and fucking, what do you call that stuff? Tiger balm? I don't know. Like Jordan does yoga, so it probably smells like liniment oil. It won't do you any good to kick. No one is gonna hear you, especially where we're going. We're going to Disneyland. He watched the lady as she cried and stopped kicking, then closed the trunk back down and drove out of town towards a back road that neared where he had dug the graves of his first two victims. Once he were at the spot where he could park his car out of the way, where it couldn't be seen, he got out, opened the trunk, and helped the young lady out of the trunk. Do you think he typed this, right? He typed all this bullshit up or did he write it down and then write it down in his cell and then get his hours in the fucking computer lab and type it up? You good old bitch. Thanks for screwing me, Lorne. Oh, also, smart people in the chat. The chat in my screen is not updating. Boo earns. Oh, you're right. Hold on. Let's see if that helps. I don't know if it will or not. But yeah, people who are smart and know Lorne calls. What is it from when she calls Dan when they're phone fucking that he says, baby, what the fuck? Because I say that so often it hurts. I'll just be like, oh baby, what the fuck? Every time something goes wrong. Love it. After grabbing his shovel, flags, and roll of plastic, he grabbed the lady's arm and escorted her into the woods to the location of the two shallow graves. Once he were there, he sat her on the ground next to a pine tree, and took off her blindfold and the tape that were over her mouth. She saw Lorne's face for the first time. The look he held were one of hate and death. Streamlabs has been a real son of a bitch. Well, I'm not going to blame my Streamlabs. And hello? Oh, baby, what the fuck? Love it. Hello? I can't remember. Oh yeah, hate and death. It scared her, and she began to cry once again as she let out the first question in a shaky voice. What are you gonna do to me? What are you gonna do to me? That's my Matthew Mahogany impression of mac and cheese. What are you gonna do to me? Lorne ignored her question as he grabbed his shovel and two flags. Two flags! Ooh! She watched him as he stuck one flag into the ground at the head of the fresh grave. She realized what the fresh dirt were and began to cry harder as she frantically pushed backward and struggled to get to her feet to get away. Lorne saw her trying to get to her feet to escape and ran to stop her. Now, he said in a shuddering voice. A shuddering voice. That's not a wise thing to do, to try and escape. That'll only make me mad, and I might have to knock you out. You're gonna fucking kill her, Lorne. The young lady stopped struggling at Lorne's word and let him place her back up against the tree. Please, what are you gonna do to me? She asked again as the tears fell from her eyes. Lorne returned to his shovel and began to... I'm just going to go over here and return to my shovel, and began digging in the dirt. The young lady watched in horror as Lorne dug the outline the same size as the grave next to it. Watching in horror... Oh, apologies. Watching in horror is max 10 seconds. But if you're digging a whole entire fucking grave, how long can you watch in horror before even at the sight of your own grave you're kind of bored? She then realised you were digging another grave. Her grave. She's stupid. Really stupid. No, she cried. Please don't kill me. She begged of Lorne. But she were talking to the air. Lorne had completely blocked out any plea she made as he continued to dig. Lorne got the grave halfway dug when he decided to stop and take a break. He probably had to have a cigarette. I get that. Holy fuck, how long have I been streaming? Only an hour? When did I start this? I feel like I started this at like 5 o'clock. He sat down beside the crying young lady, and to her surprise, he began talking to her like he wanted to get to know her. "What's your name?" he asked her. "Amber," she replied in a wavered voice. "Well, Amber, my name is Lorne," he introduced himself. "Why are you doing this, Lorne?" she asked as the tears began to roll. Lorne just sat there and ignored her question. That's Lorne's fucking fuck. Yeah, you heard me. His fucking modus operandi. "How old are you, Amber?" Lorne asked. "I'm 22. I'm sick of the voice," she answered. "Do you live around here?" "I'm not sure where here is because you didn't take off the blindfold until we got here in the woods." "Dickhead," Amber replied as her voice began to calm, thinking that Lorne might let her go if she answered questions. "That's true," Lorne stated, giving Amber no indication of where they were. "Do you plan on killing me?" Amber asked him. Lorne didn't answer her question. He just sat there and stared into space until he asked his next question. "Am I going to jail tonight?" "Do you have any kids, Amber?" "Yes," Amber replied. "I have a little girl." Giving him a confused look at this question, she saw tears welling up in his eyes and decided to attempt another question. "Are you all right?" "No, I'm not," Lorne exhausted. "I've killed 2 people already, and I'm about to kill you. I can't stop myself from killing, and I don't know why. I don't want to kill, but I can't stop myself." I just love that he's like, "Oh God, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I've killed 2 people already. I'm about to kill you. I just want to have a fucking lie-in. You think I can? No, I can't. Why? Because I can't stop myself from killing." Fucking idiot. Amber slowly began to realise that she was slowly getting Lorne to open up to her, so she kept on talking, so she could gain his trust. I have read 1 chapter of this and I'm ready to go back to bed. Gain his trust and have a chance at getting out of this alive. "Have you seen a doctor about it?" "Fuck off," she asked. "Yes, I went to a psychiatrist for a while for intense therapy, but stopped." "Why did you stop?" Amber asked with sincere curiosity. "Because I thought I were cured from all the bad dreams I were having, and I were sure I'd be alright. Unfortunately, I've been feeling the urge to kill. Somebody please." Amber's kid is Rhoda. Yeah, this should be Winnie. That is the title of my sequel to Taken Abroad. Unfortunately, I've been feeling the urge to kill. I'm going to call up my doctor and just say that. I had started killing just deer until I killed that man in the first grave. Then I killed this man in the second grave yesterday. Now I have you." Lorne sighed as he looked at the woman's fear-filled eyes. No. That were also mixed with pity for Lorne. "I were in Kentucky and killed many decoys over there. But there were 2 men. But these 2 men were innocent, just like you are. But for some reason I had to kill them, thinking they were the Bowling Green Police Department." Lorne stopped speaking long enough for Amber to distract him with another question. "Oh, do you have kids, Lorne?" "Hey, look, Aaron's is there." It's supposed to be Lorne's head fell down. Lorne's head fell down towards the ground, and when he lifted it back up, Amber could see that she hit a soft spot in Lorne when the tears rolled down his cheeks. "Yes," he answered her. "I have a son." "Tell me about him?" Amber asked as she gathered the thought in her head of rubbing the material binding her hands against the tree slowly so Lorne couldn't notice. Lorne looked at Amber and she could see the care she had held inside. She had gained she had gained Lorne's trust from that moment, and Lorne began a long story about Shin from the time he were born. He had also told Amber about Paula and how in love they both were. But Amber wondered if that trust she had gained would be enough to save her life, so she continued to saw slowly at her bindings. Lorne finally finished his story and told Amber he had to get back to work digging. Just imagine him being like, "Well, I'm gonna get back to work." And she's just like, "Ah, shit." Amber looked at Lorne when he got up and it were like someone had turned a switch on and off to make the completely different change in Lorne. Is there loads in this? No. Oh no, we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Right. Change in Lorne. She saw the look of hatred and death return, and she saw him stand. She saw him stand up. Great. Okay. As Lorne continued, Amber were able to finally get her hands free, but she had left them behind her back, so Lorne wouldn't know. She looked over at where the plastic lay and saw the knife on the ground. She then looked back at Lorne to make sure his attention were still on digging the grave. My voice, do you hear my voice? My voice is like... He were not only digging still, he were also standing with his back to Amber. Oh my god, this is so dull. Amber took the chance to look around and find a piece of thick branch about 2 inches thick and 3 feet long, laying a few feet from the knife. She slowly and quietly got to her feet and kept her eyes on Lorne as she moved continuously towards the knife and stick. Every step and every movement made Amber's heart rate pick up and race at an incredible rate. For a moment she were afraid Lorne might hear and turn around at any second. About 2 more steps and she'd have the knife and stick in her reach. All of a sudden a branch snapped under Amber's feet and Lorne's head quickly snapped in her direction. Amber quickly reached for the knife and the stick. Just as Lorne got close enough to Amber, she were able to stand up and swing the stick hard enough to lock Lorne off his feet, and when the stick connected with his head, Lorne lay dazed and confused. He put his hand on his head and felt the wetness in his hair from the blood on the gash of his skull. Oh my god, he has a dent in his head. Oh. Amber clutched the stick tight in her hand and swung a second time, connecting once again with Lorne's skull. The second blow knocked Lorne out cold. After checking Lorne's pulse to see if he were still alive, why would you do that? And when you figured out there is a pulse, why don't you fucking keep hitting him until he dead? Until he dead. Amber took off running in the woods with the knife. Now it's smart to get the knife. That is smart. Clutched tightly in her hand, looking for a way out of the woods. Not knowing where she was made it almost impossible for her to have any sense of direction. She had no idea where Lorne had parked the car and didn't know if there were any houses around. Well, it's no idea, like stopping and leaning against a tree to start crying isn't going to help. Just keep running, you'll go somewhere. She were frantic and needed to calm herself down, but she knew Lorne wouldn't stay knocked out for long. After taking a few deep breaths and she removed her weight from the tree and stood up straight again. She looked around without looking behind her, knowing that if she turned her body physically around, she may end up heading back towards Lorne. That's smart, I guess. She decided to take her chances and just continue heading straight away from the direction she just came. It were hard to do, having to maneuver around the thick trees, and to add to it, it were still dark out. This made it worse because if Lorne were to come after her in the direction she were going, she would never see him. Amber walked another 100 yards before hearing a voice call her name. Amber, I'm gonna kill you, Lorne screamed. Amber froze and could feel her muscles tensing up again. Realizing her breaths were becoming strong, she began frantically to look around her as much as she could. She decided that she needed to go the opposite way of his voice. Yeah, no shit. Knocked out. Where's knocked out? Oh, knocked out's way back over there. Knowing she wouldn't stay passed out drunk for long. There's no way out of here, Amber. It's all woods for miles and miles, Lorne yelled. Amber, why don't you hide, Amber? If you're that fucking scared, just hide. Amber's heart was speeding up as she listened to Aaron's threats. She found some hope when she saw a little set of headlights in the distance. At least I know which way to a road, she whispered her thoughts. Don't talk out loud when you're hiding from a murderer, you psycho. The road seemed so far away, though, from the distance of the lights. She had to go that way. It were her only hope, and she began walking blindly towards the headlights, hearing Aaron's threatening screams along the way. About 15 minutes later... Oh no, my chat went black. Here we go. About 15 minutes later, Lorne's screams had ceased, and that's when Amber began to grow frightened again. When she heard his threatening screams, she could at least target the location and distance she were from him. Without his screaming, she had no way to know of his location. On the plus side, she could tell that daylight had started to form. She's so smart, she was able to look through her eyes and find out that it's not as dark as it was 15 minutes ago. Amazing. That's when she needed, and that's what she needed, and also what she didn't need. At least throughout the daylight, she couldn't be found very fast by Lorne, but with the daylight, she could see where she were going and get there faster. Amber continued on her path to finding the road that she should not be far from where she were now. Oh my god, this is so fucking boring. Her heartbeats became more rapid when she heard a branch snap not far behind her. She frantically looked around for her place to hide until she knew what it were that made the branch snap. About 30 feet to her left, she made out an uprooted tree. She walked towards the uprooted tree, careful to not make much noise, as she moved in between the other trees and thick brush. Once she reached her destination, she crouched down behind the roots, as in the ways, and waited to see what it were that were behind her. After 5 minutes of waiting, she relaxed as a raccoon appeared to be keeping company with two others. Amber let out a sigh and sat for a moment with her back resting up against the roots. Ugh. She needed to take this chance to get her breath back. The constant hike through the woods had taken a lot out of her. When she felt better, with having her breath back, she carefully peeked over the roots. He keeps changing the way he spells roots, it's very annoying. To scout around for any sight of Lorne. She saw nothing, so she stood up and moved from behind the uprooted tree. Root is different again. There were no way she could have known that Lorne were waiting for her to move from behind the roots before he sprung at her behind a big pine tree. Oh god. Okay. We're nearly there. Oh, we're nearly there. We can do this. Amber turned as she heard a slight noise come from the direction of the pine tree. Frightened at the sight of Lorne leaping towards her, she automatically lifted the knife. Lorne went to the ground with a long gash on his ribs. He struggled to get up, but fell back down on his back and appeared to be unconscious. Just keep stabbing. I mean, yeah, you're going to get in trouble, but then just bring him to, there's 2 graves there with fucking flags on them. She focused her eyes on Lorne and slowly approached him. She couldn't tell if he were breathing, so cautiously moved her hands towards his mouth. A move she would regret, with an exclamation mark. You don't see a lot of exclamation marks in Fakin Abroad. Lorne quickly and unexpectedly reached up and grabbed Amber and pulled her to the ground. Amber screamed, but to no avail. Before she could position herself to strike Lorne with the knife again, Lorne had her arm pinned under his leg. Okay, so her right arm underneath his left leg, and were on top of her with his hands gripped tightly around Amber's throat. Amber struggled with her free hand to try and pry loose of Lorne's grip. She began to panic when she could no longer inhale any of the fresh air. Look what I'm trying to sell. Where is this again? Pennsylvania, Indiana. He's like, oh, there's so much fresh air that were all around her, and tried reaching for Lorne's face to dig her fingernails into his flesh. The reach were too long, so she could only punch at him as hard as her weakening body could allow. The lack of oxygen were too much for Amber, as her struggles became less and less, and she could no longer lift her arms. Her hands under his butt. The last thing she saw before the world went dark were Lorne's evil eyes smiling down at her as he maintained the pressure on Amber's throat, and even after he watched her chest fall from her last breath. Oh, thank fuck. Okay, we can do this. He finally let loose his grip and felt some of the madness leave him. Amber, he decided, were a good kill. A Bowling Green Police Department to be respected. He decided he would put 2 flags on Amber's grave, but he already took 2 flags, so he already knew before he left that he was going to put 2 flags on this grave, you fucking idiot. 1 flag at the head of her grave, and another at the foot. And Americans are really into their, not nationality, patrioticness? Patriotic-y? Americans are very patriotic, so I don't know if putting an American flag at someone's feet is very respectful. I don't know. signifying that she were a formidable Bowling Green Police Department from start to end. You were such a Bowling Green Police Department. Once Lorne regained his breath, he looked down at his bloodied shirt from the knife wound. After opening his shirt... Wait, so is he wearing a shirt or like a t-shirt? Like a shirt with buttons? Patriotism, thank you. Patrioticness, I prefer. So he's wearing like a button-down shirt. After opening his shirt, he traced his finger along the wound, as if amazed at the sight of the blood. Lorne were hurt, but his determination to finish the task meant more to him than tending to his wound. He grabbed his knife from Amber's stiffening fingers and placed it between his belt and pants. Okay. Then gracefully threw her dead body over his shoulder. Awesome. And headed back to the gravesite. Amazed at the sight of the white stuff. Where did I say? Amazed at the sight of... Come on. The white. S-T-A-W. Amazed at the sight... he traced his finger along the wound as if amazed at the sight of the white stuff. We're nearly there. Arriving back at the gravesite, Lorne placed Amber's body on the ground and then went back to digging her grave until it was the perfect size to fit her body in. Before wrapping Amber's body in the black plastic, he bent over and gave Amber a kiss on her cold lips. Why? I have so many questions on why he needed to put this in. It is absolutely horrifying. Like, what does that even tell us? I suppose he's like, oh, look, he's completely crazy. No, Lorne. What the fuck? Baby, what the fuck? That's so gross. It's gross. Lorne found that Amber were a special person, and he wished he had knew her earlier in life. Cause Kelpil. Profound, yeah. I think we all know who Amber is supposed to be, am I right? No, large feather Tron. Come on, this is a family stream. And he wished he had known her in life. Oh, Lorne, you're gonna wish you didn't know an Amber in life. Well, you probably don't, fucking freak. He had finished wrapping the plastic, placed Amber in her grave, then said a silent prayer. Arn Yahar. Come on, everyone, all together. Arn Yahar, Tarn Yav, Kane for Danam, Dog at the Reef, Kane for the Roland Tall of Marie Intern Yav, all on de who, Third Duninu, August Malmek Shun Arvikla, Marmahun Narvek Hunafane, Acknowledge Nadahu, Aser Shidolk, all men. Oh, loved them silent prayers. That he would go to heaven. Said a silent prayer that she would go to heaven before covering the corpse with dirt. When Lorne were finished, he returned to his car and tended to his wound the best he could. That'll hold until I get home, he said to himself out loud. Ugh. It wasn't solid gibberish, Large Father Tron. I was doing a slow clap, but I was praying Oscuelga. I don't know any prayers in English. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forget those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I'm so fucking holy. I'm going straight to fucking heaven, bros. Thank you, Kelpil. Má macún mar chéile féin. Agus ná like sin dáhas sin all coming. Ugh. I didn't learn to pray in English until I was, I don't know, started watching TV. I am done. I actually can't even put into words how happy I am to have this fucking over. This is fucking terrible, man. This is a really, really bad. Oh, stop, Kelp Pill. Oh, Jesus. I didn't know how much trauma I had around Latin until I started studying classics in school, and I was like, oh my god, because all the church services I used to go to were in Latin. Oh, Spiritus Christi, Deo gratias. And I'm like 4. I'm sitting there and I'm going, why is there a dead person in a box? God, I hate it here. This isn't even real words. Anyway. Christi dum spiro fido. What? Oh. Anyway, we're not talking about prayers anymore. We said our silent prayers. We gave Amber a kiss on her cold ass lips. And we're fucking leaving this chapter in a shallow grave where it belongs. Latin is torture. Latin is torture. I love Latin because you can't be made fun of for, like, when I speak Swedish, they're like, you're not pronouncing it right. When you speak Latin, you're like, oh yeah, I'm not pronouncing it right, get fucked. Semper ubi sub ubi, bitch. Anyway, I am done with this. My voice is sore. I have read 7,800 words. I wish there was a dead person in a box in my church. You should go to a Catholic church. There's a dead person in the main in the main altar all the time, baby. There has to be a bone of a saint in a cathedral, or it's not a cathedral. It's amazing. Castigat rindendo mores. No, not doing. I'm not doing. I can't do it. Can't do it. Classics was bad enough. Classics was bad enough. I am out of here. That was the most interesting chapter apart from Shin being born. And oh my god. I feel like I've been streaming for like 3.5 hours. Like, that was just... I'm absolutely fucking exhausted. That was some dark shit. It's my favourite ancient author. Ooh, I don't know. I remember we had to read Dante's Inferno, and I was like, whatever. This is like super metal. I love this shit. But it came with like fucking ancient writings for dummies on one side of the page and the actual reading on the other. Oh, Dante's medieval. Oops. Well, we did that in classics, and it was so good. I fucking loved it because it was like, Dante's mad because he didn't like what happened to him, and I was like, oh, cool. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. I'm actually like, I can't even, I have my eyes closed. I'm staring with my eyes closed at my window. And I'm trying to remember a single thing that happened in that stream. We killed Joran. We killed Juggalo. We killed Amber. What's her name? Paula found Redstaff. And Lorne can't remember anything and has a journal, right? Can you speak some an Irish speaker speaking Swedish? That's the thing. I went home to my friends at Christmas and I have a new tattoo that says Tjena mellan benen on my arm. which is something I used to say incorrectly in work. There's like a idiom they say, and it's Shana mit bena, which roughly translates to like hello, hair parting, but it's like a thing people say to be like, hello, how are you, friends? But I used to say Shana Malambena because I thought that's what they were saying, and it means hello between your legs. So I got that tattooed on my arm with a friend of mine, and it's like just 3 words on the back of my arm, Shana Malambena, and everyone was like, what does it mean? What does it mean? Like, what's that word? And I was like, oh, it's live, laugh, love in Swedish. Live, laugh, love. And they were like, that's lame. And I was like, yeah, well, you're lame. And then I walk around in Sweden and they're like, why do you have hello between your legs written on your arm? And I'm like, yeah, shut up. Oh my god. This, you know what? Lorne Armstrong is my favourite medieval writer. He's my favourite classic writer. He's my favourite pop culture writer. He should have won the Nobel Prize of Literature. Actually, I'm going to nominate him. I'm going to walk up to wherever they... No, peace is in Norway. Literature is in Sweden, somewhere. So I'm going to find the office. I'm going to bring Fakin Abroad. Give him the old hello between the legs. I'm going to... God, I am exhausted. I don't even have anything to do for the rest of the day, and I'm delighted because I'm going to bed. This is fucking disastrous, man. Let me get this off the screen. I'm just going to take a minute and I'm going to stare at GP. Everyone says Grandpa is the original, or Stanley's the original Grandpa. This is the original Grandpa. This is my dog Grandpa, GP. And when did the Stanley stuff come out? Because Grandpa is 6 this year. So I hope he is the OG GP, because if he's not, we're fucked, my dudes. But Grandpa is thirsty. I have said that to people, like to Mr. Morn, and he's just like, oh, is he? And I'm like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. But I think he's the OG GP. I think he supersedes Sexy Stanley. I hate you, Sexy Stanley. 2016. So that's 4, 5, 6. Oh no! We could be neck and neck. June. Well, Grandpa's birthday, when we got him, I wasn't even dating Mr. Morn back then. When Mr. Morn got him, he was a puppy, and that was in May. So that means he was born probably at the end of April. Phew! But he wasn't called Best of Far until May. I still think he wins. But it's cutting it close, dude. It's cutting it close. We're going to need to get, like, birth certs. Doggy birth certs. Fucking hell. Stanley was over 6 years ago? That's insane. I remember... This is how long ago the Stanley stuff was. I remember listening to Stanley in the gym. Let me tell you something, right? I don't know who here has seen the face reveal Morn video, but it's been many a year since Morn has been to a fucking gym. What's a gyme? Oh, a gyme. But yeah, I remember listening to it and being just sick to my stomach on like a fucking treadmill, and everyone's like listening to like pump up the jam, pump it up, yeah, and I'm just listening to fucking living my fucking best life. I might do a Stanley stream. I haven't listened to Stanley since fucking June 2016. Yeah, I haven't. I might do like a morn. Oh, you know what? My next fucking face reveal, I could do like a webcam of me reacting to Stanley calls with Grandpa. With the OG GP. That would be fun. He'd be just like, what? What's happening? Why are you continuously calling me into frame? I want to lie down. Oh, I'm gonna do that. I should probably check with Mr. Morn, but I don't care. But That's the fucking chapter 10. There's only 12 chapters. We only have 2 more of these. Oh, fuck. And I think chapter 12 is really short. So if I do just one really, really, really... No reaction video to Stanley's video. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God. They're probably still online. I watched them once. And I was just like, this is so strange. I need to do like a whole... I need to like watch the bust footage, watch the calls and the videos in chronological order, like do a whole thing based. Fucking based Grandpa stream. Grandpa Stan. I'm going to start calling my GP Stanley and see if he replies to it. We'll see. We'll see. Pay me cash. Yeah, I'll do a fucking 24-hour Stanley stream. I'd love to see Joran react to Stanley. But yeah, I haven't done Stanley before. I've listened to them through once. Maybe the ones with Joey twice because I loved OP character. I thought that was really fucking funny. And then I started getting really confused about Kayla being involved and murder and stuff. So I kind of fell off the Stanley horse. So I'm going to... That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But... I am gonna go to bed. It's 9 p.m. in Stockholm, Sweden. I am pooped. Joran was scared of Stan. Joran was scared of his own fucking dog-nosed balls. I'm not surprised. Joran... Oh, God, that guy. That fucking guy. I miss Joran. I'm gonna start reacting to Joran again. I miss laughing at his stupid bald head. I haven't watched the roast in ages. I can't put words together. That was fucking awful. But I'm back, baby. You all have to suffer the return of Morn. And I still have to do the Stephanie chat log. I'm going to do Stan stuff because there's not enough Stan people out there. The only 2 Stans I know are Kelp Pill and Cybersqueak. Large Father Tron did a stream on him. Morn strikes back. Morn returns. Morn 2, Electric Boogaloo. I gotta get out of here, dude. I gotta leave. Gotta leave. This is the longest. This is a perfect Joran goodbye. Where someone's gonna come into the stream and I'm gonna be like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, so anyway, I was robbing this old lady, right? And yeah, I'm gonna go in a minute. But she gave me... I was robbing her. But she gave me $55. But yeah, tjena mellan vänner. Ha det bra så. Sov gott. Och hej då, asklings. Jag kommer tillbaka snart. And yeah, this book sucks. I'm gonna go find GP and give him a cuddle. I'm not gonna sing your name because Large Father Tron sucks. Okay, friendos. Thanks for hanging out. Someone stream right now and I'll pop into that because I feel like yapping, but I don't want to stream anymore. Okay, love you. Puss.